In this video, I'll be talking about if Philip Rivers is a Hall of Famer and the one thing that is holding him back, along with the factors that go into a player making it in. Let's start the video. Philip Rivers came out of the iconic 2004 draft class, the very same draft that produced Ben Roethlisberger and Eli Manning. It is odd how all three of these quarterbacks are all legendary but questionable Hall of Famers. Each one of them has stuff that could hold them back in the conversation, but also has a lot going for them to get in. For the Hall of Fame committee to induct a player, there is a ton of factors that they have to consider, but I've boiled it down into a pie chart for you guys. 35% is consistency, 35% is peak performance, and 30% is playoff success. If 100% is the perfect NFL career, a player that is around 90% is a first ballot Hall of Famer, 80% is someone who is very likely to get in, 70% means you should get in but there will be a lot of debate. You can argue the exact percentages, but the idea is there. Philip Rivers is at the 70 to 80% mark. He excelled in consistency. In his 17-year career, Philip Rivers did not miss a single start. He played every single game he was named a starter. That is extremely impressive and speaks volumes to how tough he really was. When looking at his career stats, he was the definition of consistent. Remarkably, he threw for around the same amount of yards each season, along with his touchdowns, and completion percentage was in the same ballpark every single season. He never really had a bad season in a 17-year career, but he was consistently a top 10 quarterback year in and year out. Moving on to peak performance. As I just mentioned, for pretty much every year of his career, Philip Rivers was a top 10 quarterback, if not top 5. His 8 Pro Bowls shows how he was amongst the best for a large part of his career. Philip Rivers led the league in passing touchdowns in 2008 and passing yards in 2010. He was never on the All-Pro team and did not win an MVP, in large part due to the fact that Peyton Manning, Tom Brady, and Aaron Rodgers dominated those awards every year. But Philip Rivers has received a few MVP votes. He does have the same amount of MVPs as Drew Brees, Russell Wilson, Warren Moon, and plenty of other legendary quarterbacks. His passing stats all time rank him as following: 5th in passing yards, 5th in passing touchdowns, 5th in completions, and 12th in passer rating. Philip Rivers has found himself at the top of the NFL world, putting him up there with the rest of the legendary quarterbacks. When comparing him to Ben Roethlisberger and Eli Manning, Philip Rivers bested him in almost every statistical category. Although Philip Rivers failed to do one thing, he never won a Super Bowl. That is the biggest knock against him when people say he shouldn't get in. The Chargers never really put a great team around him. He was drafted into a poorly ran franchise. His first year as a starter, he went 14-2. But right after that, the Chargers fired his head coach, the late Marty Schottenheimer. They had the best record in the league, so obviously you fire your legendary head coach. Philip Rivers had 5 different head coaches in his career. The 2 coaches that could have given him the best opportunity to win the Super Bowl, unfortunately, were the 2 coaches in his first and last year. The best example was the 2010 Chargers team. The offense was first in the league and the defense was first in the league. But the Chargers missed the playoffs entirely that season and went 9-7. In my opinion, that purely lands on the shoulders of the coaches. Not to mention, the Chargers switched cities while he was there. They were just a mess. Comparing him to Ben Roethlisberger and Eli Manning, Big Ben had 2 head coaches, both Hall of Fame caliber. He went to one of the most well-ran franchises in the NFL, and Eli Manning pretty much had 1 head coach his whole career, Tom Coughlin, who will most likely be getting a gold jacket. Of course, the Giants missed on Tom Coughlin's replacement, so Eli Manning ended up having 4 total head coaches. Philip Rivers has had to face some of the toughest competition in the playoffs. With his first appearance, Chargers lost to the Patriots in the divisional round to the eventual Super Bowl champs, Pittsburgh Steelers. The 2010 season, he lost to this guy for some reason. That is the one season you can question what was going on there. Chargers then missed the playoffs the next couple of years but made it back in 2013, losing to the best offense in NFL history. Chargers then suffered a playoff drought, missing the playoffs from 2014 to 2017, where in 2018 the Chargers lost to the eventual Super Bowl champs. Then jumped to this season where Philip Rivers just lost to Josh Allen and the Bills, who finished as the 2nd best team in the AFC. Rings is the one department that Philip Rivers fell very short in. So is Philip Rivers a Hall of Famer? I would personally like to see him in a gold jacket. I think he's done enough in his career to warrant him being in. What do you guys think? Please let me know in the comments. If you enjoyed the video, feel free to leave a like and subscribe while you're down there. I post literally every single week, so you do not want to miss out. Alright, I'll see you guys next time.